Welcome to the Maine Prince NFLPA Bar Exam Prep Course. This is Week 3, focusing on the Collective Bargaining Agreement, Part 3 of a 3-part series. This video will cover key test specifications for students to pass the NFLPA exam. Today, we cover several critical test specifications, including injured player medical rights, CBA grievance procedures, and the NFL player contract. Understanding these topics and locating them in your source documents is essential for the exam. Regarding second medical opinions, players can obtain independent medical evaluations at the club's reasonable cost. Independent physicians review football-related injury diagnoses, and players receive copies of medical reports. Remember, second opinions cannot delay necessary treatment. The surgeon of choice provisions allow players to select qualified surgeons for procedures. Clubs are financially obligated for approved surgeries, and organizations cannot unreasonably restrict surgeon selection. Agents should prioritize recovery to protect long-term earning potential. Preseason physical examinations determine a player's medical readiness and document conditions before organized activities begin. Failed physicals can impact roster opportunities and salary protection eligibility. Agents must review these reports carefully. Postseason Exit Physicals document injuries after the season, establishing continuing rehabilitation obligations. This documentation is crucial for injury protection eligibility and compensation claims, preserving evidence for future healthcare grievances. Injury protection benefits compensate players released while physically injured and apply after football-related disabling conditions. Eligibility requires treatment compliance and documented injuries, preserving financial stability. Agents must monitor deadlines, protecting compensation rights. Extended injury protection provides additional postseason injury-related compensation. Eligibility demands documented football injuries that limit participation. Medical evidence heavily influences eligibility, and agents coordinate specialists for grievances. Injury grievances challenge denied football-related compensation. Players file grievances for injury protection disputes, and medical evidence frequently determines the outcome. Arbitrators review documentation carefully, and agents compile supporting evidence. Injury settlements resolve disputes involving injured, released players. Organizations negotiate compensation in place of continued rehabilitation obligations. Settlements require written agreements where players release future claims. Agents negotiate to maximize player financial recovery. Contract grievances challenge violations of negotiated player agreements, often involving unpaid compensation. Arbitrators interpret contractual language to resolve disputes, following established filing timelines. Agents document evidence to support arbitration proceedings. Injury protection grievances challenge denied injury-related compensation benefits. Disputes often center on organizational eligibility determinations or rehabilitation compliance. Arbitrators evaluate documentation, and agents organize evidence for the proceedings. Club discipline grievances challenge organizational fines and suspensions. Players retain procedural rights, and Exhibit A standardizes fine schedules. Arbitrators review the fairness of disciplinary enforcement. Agents defend players challenging excessive punishment. Other non-injury grievances address contractual or procedural disputes unrelated to football injuries. Arbitrators interpret collectively bargained provisions following established filing requirements. Agents must correctly classify grievances to protect contractual leverage. Commissioner discipline appeals challenge league-imposed punishment for personal conduct policy violations. Appeal procedures review fairness and consistency. Arbitration reviews collectively bargained standards. Agents defend players during these high-profile appeal proceedings. System arbitrators resolve salary cap-related contractual disputes and interpret collectively bargained economic operational system provisions. Their jurisdiction includes salary cap accounting and circumvention matters, and they enforce compliance regarding negotiated salary cap procedures. Impartial arbitrators resolve collectively bargained non-economic grievance disputes. Their jurisdiction differs significantly from system arbitrator matters, and they interpret procedural contractual employment disagreement provisions carefully. Agents strategically select arguments to maximize grievance arbitration effectiveness. Standard NFL player contracts establish enforceable professional football employment obligations. Paragraph 5 salary defines negotiated regular season compensation. Addenda modify contractual provisions, and agents negotiate language maximizing player financial protections. Paragraph 5 salary represents negotiated regular season compensation, and players receive weekly salary during the season. Guaranteed compensation depends upon negotiated contractual protection provisions. Agents negotiate guarantees maximizing player financial earning security. Organizations may assign contracts through approved league transactions, such as waivers and trades. Players remain bound by collectively bargained contractual obligations. Agents monitor transactions to protect player financial and contractual interests.
The waiver system governs player releases between football organizations. Released players become available through prioritized organizational claiming procedures. Unclaimed players become unrestricted free agents. Agents monitor waiver claims strategically. Trades officially transfer contracts between participating football organizations. Assigned contracts maintain existing collectively bargained employment obligations. Trades influence roster composition and salary cap strategies. Agents manage transitions, protecting players' contractual interests. Contract addenda modify standard player contracts through negotiated supplementary provisions, such as bonuses and guarantees. Addenda cannot violate collectively bargained contractual agreement provisions. Agents negotiate favorable addenda, maximizing player contractual protections. Practice squad contracts govern developmental roster player employment. Players receive negotiated weekly compensation, and organizations can elevate them temporarily following procedures. Agents position players, maximizing developmental advancement opportunities. Let's review a scenario question about medical rights. Safety Darren Cole suffered an injury, and the club physician recommended immediate surgery. Cole requested a second medical opinion recommending rehabilitation first. The Dolphins pressured Cole to proceed with their surgery plan. The question is, which answer is most correct under the NFL CBA regarding the medical rights scenario? Players maintain rights involving second medical opinions and surgeon selection regarding football-related injuries. This is answer A, which is correct under Article 39 of the CBA, preserving player healthcare autonomy. Next, a scenario question about CBA grievance procedures. A wide receiver believed his club improperly withheld guaranteed off-season workout bonuses, arguing he failed to satisfy, quote, good faith participation. The organization argued the dispute was outside grievance jurisdiction. The question is, which answer is most correct under the NFL CBA regarding the grievance scenario? The correct answer is D. The dispute qualifies as a contract grievance involving collectively bargained compensation enforcement procedures governed by Article 43 of the CBA, non-injury grievance. Now, let's review a scenario concerning practice squad contracts. Defensive back Elijah Carter signed a practice squad contract with the Eagles, suffered a hamstring injury during practice, and was released 3 days later. The Eagles argued practice squad players lacked meaningful contractual protections regarding injury grievances and post-release rehabilitation. Carter's representative filed a grievance claiming continued medical rights and protections. Which answer is most correct under the NFL CBA?